Now then YouTube, I'm the Toffman and welcome back to some more Botania Spotlight. In today's episode guys, we're going to go through the brand new thing that's been added just recently, brewing, which is very, very interesting indeed, and it basically creates brews. Now brews are a variant on potions, and potions, of course, in normal Minecraft, you can use them once, you drink them, you splash them, you do all sorts of stuff, but they've only got one use. Brews have multiple uses, they have different uses. And obviously different potencies and stuff like that. At the moment though, also guys, you can get NEI integration with the Botanical Brewery, which is amazing. This is the brewery block. It's fed by mana, okay? Let's have a look, actually. Let's go back slightly. There's quite a few pages here, mostly it is just recipes though. Given the versatility of mana, the fact that it can be used to conjure some sort of potions comes to nobody's surprise. Brews are a variant of potions, to put it simply. They're created using mana and a set of ingredients. Unlike potions, brews have defined recipes and each vial contains multiple doses. In order to create brews, one would require a botanical brewery, vials, and of course the reagents defined in the recipe. The mana functions as both the solvent and energy source and is given through mana bursts. Simply pointing a mana spreader at the brewery will work just fine. This is the Botanical Brewery. You need 6 living rock, a rune, a brewing stand, and a block of mana steel. Now really it's kind of gated on the nether because of course you need a rod, a blaze rod, that's the one. You need a blaze rod for the brewing stand. So really you're kind of gated when you can actually craft this. The vials are created with mana glass also. Working the Botanical Brewery is rather simple. First off, to add an item, right click with it on the block or toss it. Toss it at the block, I hope. Start off by adding the vial, which will then get set on the top of the brewery. Proceed by adding in all of the required ingredients. Once a brew can be created with the ingredients in the brewery, mana will start flowing. Just wait a bit after that. So brew of the Fleet Feet. A simple brew, it mimics the potion of swiftness. When taken, it has a similar effect, giving the individual a speed 2 effect. So, netherwort, sugar, and redstone will get you the Flask of Fleet Feet. So let's go ahead and right click that on there. That looks pretty awesome. Netherwort, sugar and redstone, sugar and redstone, so let's pop them into there. Look at that, it looks amazing. Vazka, you have outdone yourself. This is phantasmal. And then of course it will go ahead and do its business. The Gaia spreader over there, oh god, that actually scared me there. That actually did scare me a little bit. And that is vial of the Fleet Feet with 4 uses at a speed 2 effect for 1 minute 30. That's pretty awesome. That is the basic of brewing. And I mean literally the basic of brewing. Because you can go back, brewing flasks. This is awesome. This is gated of course to Elven knowledge. Alf glass seems to be more malleable than the typical mana glass used for vials. A flask made with Alf glass is the typical Elven container for brews and can contain 6 doses of 1 rather than the 4 that the vial does. While the ingredient cost to brew something in a flask is smaller, the mana cost is double that of a regular vial. Lastly, given that the bottleneck of a flask is larger than the vial, the contents can be consumed faster. Alf glass flask is just 3 Alf glass. There you go. And if we go ahead and get one of those flasks and get the same thing going. Oh man, I love it. How those are on like their own little platforms and stuff is amazing. There we go. And that is exactly the same. Yeah, you get exactly the same look, but you've got 6 uses instead of just the 4 of a speed 2 at 1 minute 30. There you go. And you've got other stuff as well, like Flask of the Vigor, which is strength. You've got Adrenaline, which is haste. You've got instant health, jump boost 2, regeneration, another regeneration right there. What's the difference? Oh, that's, I suppose, 25 seconds. That's 2 minutes. Resistance, fire resistance, water breathing, invisibility, warp ward, which is amazing. Look at that, 10 minutes of warp ward there. And you've got 6 swigs at that. So you've got effectively an hour of warp ward, which is awesome. Flask of shielding, which is absorption, and night vision. So there you go. That's what you can do with the... Oh, man, I just love the look of it. I mean, these I knew about the look of it, and I knew that it kind of wobbled around and was animated and stuff, but I didn't realise that it actually placed the stuff on the floating platforms. That is fantastic. It really is absolutely fantastic. Visually brilliant. It really is. Absolutely visually brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. That is brewing, guys. Brewing. Moving on, just one build later, Vasky added in Tainted Blood Pendants. Now, these are pretty goddamn awesome. You know the flasks and the vials, guys, of all of those different effects that you can get? Well, you can get them in wearable form. That's right, you can actually get them imbued into a necklace. How ledge is that? Tainted Blood Pendants. Messing around with the original source of the potion design, the Nether, seems to work fairly well at harnessing that very power. The Tainted Blood Pendant allows one to store a brew in a condensed, wearable state. Infusing this pendant with one and wearing it will apply the effect while it's worn, for the cost of mana depending on the power of the brew. To infuse the pendant with a brew, the normal procedure of infusing one on a vial is what's required. The cost increases by a tenfold though. However, the pendant will not accept any and all effects. A few don't seem to behave well, such as instant health or absorption. Lastly, brews with more than one effect will fail as well. So there we have the Tainted Blood Pendant. It's prismarine shards around a gas tier and a mana diamond, and you can use that then to infuse that particular thing onto there. So to infuse a pendant with a brew, the normal procedure of infusing one on a vial is what's required. Really? The cost increases by a tenfold though. Okay. And it's just finishing up that speed one right now for me. It's basically the pendant on the top there, along with the items that are floating around with it. And of course, it increases the mana required to charge it up tenfold. So it's going to take a lot longer to actually do this. I actually need to go back into normal mode for this, because it is a bauble. I'll take my Crimson Pendant off. Oh, this is taking a while. And it would take a lot of them if it wasn't for that. So, it's actually changed colour as well. Tainted Blood Pendant has now the Brew of Fleet Feet. I can go into the baubles and put that on me. And there we go. I now have speed 2 all the time. At the cost of mana as well, don't forget that, guys. But there is the Tainted Blood Pendant. Oh, I've still got it. Oh no, it's gone now. It's gone. But the Tainted Blood Pendants, you can do it with, numerous different brews that you can put onto there as well. So that's pretty awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. And last but no means least, guys, Terra Steel is no longer craftable on top of a beacon. That has totally changed. Totally changed now. And it's better to use sparks nowadays with this. But anyway, let's go into it. Terra Steel is a complex magical alloy infused with a great amount of mana. Conjuring it proves to be not to be a small task. For starters, to create it, one would require a Terra Steel. Terra Strile? Bit of a typo there, Baz. Terra Steel agglomeration plate set on top of a checkerboard pattern of lapis lazuli, spelt wrong, blocks and living rock. Mana would be provided to this block. Sparks would be the most effective way, but bursts work too. So the Terra Steel agglomeration plate can be actually crafted with 3 lapis blocks, a block of mana steel, rune of fire, air, mana, earth, and water. I think that's actually quite cheap, rather than using the old way of doing it with the nether star and the having to make a beacon and stuff. I like this way a lot better than the other way. After the plate is set up and ready to receive mana, tossing a single mana steel ingot, mana diamond, and mana pearl on top of it will begin the infusion. Picking up any of the items will halt the infusion, causing severe mana loss. The infusion uses half a mana pool total to create a single piece of Terra Steel. Multiple sparks would make it go faster too. That's pretty awesome. So you put a mana pearl just like normal. Mana pearl mana steel ingot and a mana diamond, but this time on top of this agglomeration plate. Let me go ahead and make one. So, mana, steel, mana everything. Pop one of them on there. Q, 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 and run away. Look at that, it's even got its own little animation there. And there's all sorts of sparks flying around everywhere. It's actually pushing the mana over there. That's really annoying. And there you go, that is Terra Steel. Brilliant, that's how you now craft Terra Steel. I'm just going to make sure, double check that nothing else has been added into Botania in the meantime. But I think I've pretty much covered everything, right from when I last left off with my Botania spotlights, right up until present day, which is currently 12th of the 11th, 2014. So let me just have one last check, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, that seems to be it all the way up to today now. There is absolutely nothing else that has been added that I need to show you and show you how it works. I'll show you what particular item does what. Another good thing with Botania is that it's writ, that is not English, tough man. It's wrote brilliantly, you know. You will be able to understand it even if you just loaded the mod up and started reading. You'll be able to understand what these particular items do. But I just like to do this, you know, as a visual kind of thing so that people get to see what has been added. Because sometimes people don't look at changelog, they just update it and then they go on with it. And then they might miss particular items that come in. Like Jumper over here. He is fantastic. I love him. I didn't even know he existed. I honestly didn't even know that little guy existed. But he has definitely made my day and made my spotlight so much more better. So much more better? Is that even English either? I don't know. Anyway, guys, I've kept you guys for long enough over the past few days with my Botania spotlights. It is time to say goodbye. It is actually an ending though to the Botania spotlight. Right now, I'm pretty sure that Vasquez is going to be adding stuff into the future and there will be another video at some stage. Oh, also guys, the Gaia Guardian fight is harder now. I'm not going to show you that because you've already seen me fight the Guardian, but it is harder now. You will get a lot of mobs dumped on your face and you have to try to get them off. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, until next time, thank you very much for watching. If you could leave a like, that would be amazing. And as always, stay safe.